Welcome. Hi. So here we have Katerina, correct? And today we are here to do a little bit of a demonstration of hypnosis, how it works, and basically just a basic induction is what we're going to do. But before that, I'm going to explain you a little bit more about hypnosis, how it works, the mind, and everything else. Okay? So basically, the mind has two channels. Okay? Even though we are usually thinking about the mind as one thing that we control somehow, and we are with our conscious and rational mind in charge of everything we do and we perceive and everything else, it is clear that the mind has two different channels, as we could call them. Okay, one is the conscious mind and one is the subconscious mind. Okay, the conscious mind is the one in charge of rationalizing, explaining, thinking logically about things, okay? Calculating probabilities, that sort of thing, reasoning. But the subconscious mind is below the level of conscious awareness and is in charge of doing things like, for example, associating, creating the main associations in our minds between the sensory experience of the world around us and our minds, what we remember mainly, but not necessarily what we remember in a conscious way, but what our minds have learned about the world. These things that we have learned can be good things or bad things, and most of them reside at the subconscious level of the mind. Okay? Now, the issue with this, or the problem that a lot of people have, is that they have issues or problems that come precisely from the subconscious level of the mind, arising from the way in which certain experiences have been interpreted or absorbed by the subconscious mind, and then they create problems in their everyday life at the conscious level of their mind, and they can't figure out these problems, how those things work, why they're not able to find a solution to that particular problem. Okay? So what we do in hypnosis is to help people through techniques of concentration and relaxation. We lead them into this natural state of hypnosis that everyone can get into, as long as you can communicate, understand the language, you can hear, and everything else. And we lead them into this natural state of hypnosis, okay? So hypnosis is very natural. It doesn't feel like something particularly different to what you are used to. In fact, when you're in hypnosis, you can remember, in most cases, what you said or what happened during hypnosis or what the hypnotist said. And but the interesting thing is that you may also remember, for example, a lot of things that you didn't remember for a long time, because we are accessing those deeper levels of the mind, okay? Once we access those deeper levels of the mind at the subconscious level, then we are able to reprogram your mind in a positive way for change, for positive change, okay? So we're able to do several things. One is, for example, to reframe certain memories so that you don't necessarily suffer about them or have the negative consequences of those past traumas anymore, okay? We can disassociate the experience from the feeling that you have today. Or we can reframe the memory, whether you remember it consciously or not is not so important, but we can disassociate the memory from the pain, but we can also reframe it so that in your mind it had a better outcome that it actually had in the past, in reality. When you are in hypnosis, when you're in a very suggestive state of mind and very relaxed in this way, then you have the ability to change reality in a way, you see, at a very deep level. In the same, and the most important and powerful thing is that in the same way that your mind got traumatized in the first place, we can undo those traumas, but precisely we can only do that working at the subconscious level of the mind, okay? Now, you see, this happens because the mind has the ability to get traumatized in mainly three different ways. Through anything that we perceive through our senses, anything that happens in our reality, okay, number one. Two, through anything that we dream. And three, through anything that we imagine. Okay? So, for example, if you think about it, a dream can be a very traumatic experience if it's a very vivid dream, okay? Something that we experience in reality can also be a very traumatic experience and be lodged at the subconscious level of the mind. But by the same token, it's very interesting to know that the mind can also, through very vivid imaginary landscapes, can create new associations at the subconscious level. So the mind has this ability to be reprogrammed as well if we lead you into a state in which your imagination can create different memories. Once those different memories are created at the subconscious level of the mind, then you will not feel the pain anymore associated with any negative experience that you had in the past. Okay? So we talk about how hypnosis works in general, and now I'll tell you a little bit of what happens during a session. Okay, it's very, very simple how the hypnotic state feels. Okay, so during hypnosis you will be with your eyes closed usually, and you can still hear what I say, you know where you are, and the only thing that you have to do is just to relax, enjoy yourself, and because we work with the subconscious mind, there's nothing that you have to particularly pay attention to, okay, unless I tell you specifically to that I specifically direct your attention to a particular thing. But usually there are two parts of the mind, remember, the conscious and the subconscious, and we as hypnotherapists, we work mainly with the subconscious mind. And if you are thinking, analyzing, trying to remember, paying attention to things, then you are getting on your own way from going into hypnosis, so it will take longer, you see. But if you trust the hypnotherapist and you're ready to relax and just ignore what he's saying, that's the best way for you to go into hypnosis, because there's nothing that you particularly have to pay attention to, and because hypnosis works with the subconscious mind, not with the conscious mind, if you're trying to analyze or pay attention to things, you're still working with the conscious mind, so you're not helping yourself. So if you want hypnosis to go faster, just relax and know that there's absolutely nothing in particular that you can do to help the process except relaxing. So that's the best way to explain it, okay? So in order to see what's the best way for you to go into the natural state of hypnosis, we're going to do some suggestibility tests, okay? This is very simple. These are tests that you cannot fail in any way. They will just let me know what's the best way, the best technique to use to lead you into hypnosis, okay? So the first thing that I want you to do is to, let's see if I'm still on the frame. Yes. So this is what I want you to do, okay? I want you to place your hands right in front of your face, just like this. Yeah, with your fingers extended like that. Perfect. Okay, very good. And now just that distance there. Okay. Now, are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right.
Okay, so make sure that there's about an inch of separation between your fingers there, and make sure that they're pointing up. They're not coming closer or being separated in any way consciously at all. Okay? Now, from this moment on, I'm going to be giving suggestions to your subconscious mind, so there's nothing that you particularly have to do consciously. Things will just happen. Whatever happens, just allow it to happen, and you will see how cool and interesting this is. Okay? Now, this is the first thing that will happen. Now, pay a lot of attention to that particular space in between your fingers there, because in a moment I'm going to count to 3. And as soon as I count to 3, you will begin to notice tiny little movements in the fingers that will begin to bring them closer and closer together. 1, 2, 3. Now pay attention. You see the fingers are already starting to move, and every time I snap my fingers, the fingers are coming closer and closer, and the gap between them is closing without you doing absolutely anything. They're just closing, and before they were pointing upwards, but now they're coming closer and closer, and the gap is closing. And as soon as the gap closes completely and the fingers touch without you doing anything consciously, I want you to shake your head yes. Very good, they touched. Now my question to you is, did you make it touch? Did you make it happen on purpose? Did you push them forward? No, it just happened, right? Yes, you can confirm that. Is that true? Okay, good. So very good. Place your hands on your lap. Very good. You see, this is the kind of thing that I mean. I'm already interacting with your subconscious mind and giving suggestions to your subconscious mind, and we have an excellent channel of communication there. So it's working perfectly. So your subconscious mind is responding to my suggestions perfectly. Okay, so here's where you start to find this new world of adventure. It's amazing what the subconscious mind can do, you see. And the good thing is that if your subconscious mind responds so quickly and easily to my suggestions, then we can also affect very powerful change at the subconscious level. Now, this is the kind of test that we do for clients only to prove to them that there's something else going on here than just talk. You see, it's very important that you see that what we do here is very, very different from just talk therapy, for example, okay? So this is the next thing that I want you to do, okay? Now, place your hand right in front of your face, just like this, hold the fingers together. From this moment on, like I say, don't help me or hinder whatever happens in any way. Just allow it to happen, whatever it is, you just watch and enjoy, okay? Now, watch this finger here, and don't do anything consciously. I'm going to say something, you just don't do anything. You just watch this finger here. Is that clear?
Yes.
Good. Now watch. Separating, separating, wider and wider, farther and farther apart. Separating, separating, wider and wider, farther and farther apart. Separating, separating, wider and wider, farther and farther apart. Just watch. And that gives us the information that we need for the next test. Now place your hand on your lap. Very good. And now take a good deep breath in and a breath out. Very good. And now remember that these are not tests that you can fail in any way. They only give us information, okay? So we're going to analyze for a different type of suggestibility. So place your same hand in front of your face, just like that, okay? And now. Very good. Do you see the index finger moving a little bit? Do you notice that?
Yes.
Okay, if we had plenty of time, what will happen is that the fingers will totally separate, but it's happening so slowly that we cannot see it. Maybe the camera cannot see it, I'm not sure, but we don't have time to do that because we're in a hurry here. So we're going to speed up with other tests. So put the hand down, okay? And now, this is the next thing that I'm going to show you, okay? Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right.
Right-handed, so that's your right, so give me that one, no, this one, okay, place your hand, concentrate on the lines of your hand there, concentrate on the lines of your hand, concentrate on the palm of your hand there, right there, okay, now close, look at that. As you do that, in a moment I'm going to count to 3 and the hand will begin to come closer and closer to your face as soon as I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. With tiny little movements at first, you will begin to notice that the hand begins to come closer and closer to the face. As if the hand and the face, that's right, it's already happening. As if they're very, very powerfully attracted. And with every word that I say in every passing second, the hand will be coming closer and closer to the face. As if it's being tied up with an elastic band around your head. And the palm and the hand are coming closer and closer to your face. And as that happens, I want you to tell me if it's the hand or the arm that are coming closer and closer to your face. Now take your time and just observe and tell me if it's the hand or the arm that is coming already much, much closer to your face now. And it's just happening. And every time I snap my fingers, that movement doubles the speed twice. That's right. And it's happening faster and faster. And as it happens, in the moment that you touch your forehead, you're going to notice something really interesting, which is that your eyes will begin to feel very drowsy, heavy, tired, and you will have a feeling, a desire, an urge to close your eyes. And you will try to resist that, but notice that the harder you try to resist, the more your eyes want to close, the heavier they feel on the eyelids. And the harder you try to resist it as your hand has touched your forehead, the heavier they are feeling. And the more your hand is in contact with your forehead, the heavier the eyes feel. So heavy indeed that at one point you will notice that the harder you try to open them, the tighter shut they become. Tighter and tighter, and there's absolutely nothing you can do to open them, and it's perfectly fine. You can still hear everything I say, and you are feeling great, aren't you? Just shake your head if you're feeling good. Perfect. So in a moment, As your eyes can't open, I'm going to gently tap your wrist, and in that moment the right hand will be able to relax because we don't need it anymore. 1, 2, 3, gently relaxing the hand completely now. That's right. And now, notice now for a moment, pay attention to your eyes, and you will notice that the eyes just can't open. The harder you try to open them, the tighter shut they become. Tighter and tighter. And it feels fine, it's perfectly safe, but notice that they just can't open. And it's very, very interesting because in a moment, as I count to 3, you will begin to notice tiny little movements of the eyes as they begin to move upwards and downwards or sideways. 1, 2, 3. Notice the eyeballs moving underneath the eyelids. And as that happens, the eyes are getting tired, drowsy, sleepy. They just can't open. And as that happens, that's right, the whole body begins to want to relax deeply and completely. But it's too early for that. So I want you to try to resist that relaxation, to try to resist that deep state of relaxation that you're going into in body and mind right now. And notice that the same thing happens with that relaxation, and the harder you try to resist it, the heavier your body feels. It is as if you are melting. It feels really wonderful, as if you are just becoming water and flowing down beautifully. A stream, a mountain stream, and it goes down, 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 beautifully flowing around the rocks, and it feels really, really good to do that. And as that happens, notice that once again, with every moment that passes, it becomes more and more difficult to open the eyes. And in fact, the interesting thing is that you don't want to open them at all. It feels just so natural and so nice to be so relaxed. And the interesting thing about hypnosis is that the more you are into it, the more able you are to go into deeper levels of hypnosis and become more and more beautifully relaxed. And it's a wonderful feeling. And yet you can still hear what I'm saying. Shake your head yes if you can hear what I'm saying. Perfect. But at the same time, it feels really good, doesn't it? It's a nice feeling. It's a nice place to be in. Okay. But notice once again that something really interesting happens, which is that your eyes are tightly shut together. And they remain so. And the longer I talk for, the tighter shut they become. Because you're just going in now. You stop and go deeper into sleep now. Deep sleep. And from this moment on, every time I say sleep, instantly and naturally, your whole body and your mind go into this deep, natural state of total hypnotic relaxation. We have a little dog snoring next to us today, so that's an interesting addition to our video today, but don't worry about that, just pay attention to what we're doing here. So now, 1, 2, 3, only when I say so, you will be able to open your eyes. I want you to check once again and notice that even if you try before I say so, even if you try now, you can't open them. The harder you try, the harder it becomes for you to open them. And yet, as soon as I gently tap your forehead, you will be able to open your eyes right away. But the next time you go into the state of hypnosis, the next time that I say sleep, you will instantly close your eyes. They will feel very, very heavy right away, and you will naturally tend to go twice as deeply relaxed every time you go back to this wonderful state of sleep. Wake up, little dog. Very good. 1, 2, 3. Eyes open. That's great, isn't it? That's interesting.
Yes.
It's different. Okay, we have your dog here. We woke him up a little bit so he will stop snoring. It's very nice. And so, it's a very interesting experience. Now, I'm going to show you something else amazing. And because we're recording it, you're going to have it to show it to your friends and everyone else, and you can later explain the experience, okay? Because this is going to be amazing now. Watch this now, because you're going to place your hands right on your support there. Very good, of the chair. And now I want you to watch your wrist there, because something very interesting. I'm going to take charge of this arm now. So now I'm controlling this arm perfectly with my suggestion. So this is what is going to happen. Notice and pay attention to the wrist right in the middle between the two strands of your watch there, because this is what is going to happen. In a moment, I'm going to count to 3. And as soon as I count to 3 and I touch your wrist, you will begin to notice that a very strong string is coming out of the wrist and is beginning to lift very powerfully your wrist there. At the beginning with small little tugs, but later with more powerful and more powerful pull. So notice and pay attention to this hand here, and pay attention particularly to that particular point there, because there's where you're going to begin to feel the pull going up very, very strong as we go forward. But this will only begin to happen as soon as I count to 3, and the arm and the hand will begin to lift and rise and go up and up, higher and higher. It's already beginning to happen. Notice. 1, 2, 3, up. Higher and higher, lighter and lighter, as light as a feather, without you doing anything. You just watch and it begins to happen as the hand and the arm begin to feel lighter and lighter, and they begin to go up, higher and higher. And with every time I say so, every time I suggest that they go up, they begin to lift and rise with every step of the way, beginning to feel lighter and lighter, as light as a feather. Notice, concentrate, and you will begin to notice little movements of the wrist as if it's being pulled all the way up, but this is string going up. And as that happens, you will begin to notice at the same time that the eyes begin to feel heavier and heavier with every passing moment. But as that happens, I want you to concentrate, try to concentrate on the wrist as it goes up higher and higher. And as the eyes get heavier and heavier, the hand and the arm begin to grow lighter and lighter, as light as a feather, and begin to lift and rise with every single word that I say. Just begin to notice, that's right, the little movements on the fingers, on the wrist, on the back of the hand, and begin to feel the arm, the hand, the wrist, feeling lighter and lighter, beginning to lose contact with the support of the chair there. That's right. And as that happens, begin to notice the little movements of the fingers, of the wrist. And as that happens, allow the elbow to begin to lift and rise with every, that's right, there you saw it, there it began to happen. As you concentrate, notice that you can see the elbow beginning to lift and rise, the bicep muscles beginning to contract without you doing anything, because you're just watching, isn't that right? So the hand and the arm are already beginning to lift, and it doesn't matter if you think that it's not going to happen. It makes no difference whatsoever, because your subconscious mind wants to lift and rise that arm completely higher and higher. That's right, and it's already losing touch, losing contact with the support of the chair there, and it doesn't really matter what you're thinking. It doesn't matter if you think that it's not going to happen. In fact, it's beginning to lift and rise higher and higher, lighter and lighter, as light as a feather, and from this moment on it will begin to lift and rise so high that it will go all the way past your head, and without any effort whatsoever, the hand and the arm are going up all the way. And notice, that's right, that your eyes begin to feel heavier and heavier, but I want you to try and keep them open so that you enjoy this moment, this wonderful feeling, because the higher the arm goes, the deeper you go once again into that wonderful melty feeling of total relaxation. And as that happens, it's a wonderful feeling, because you try to keep your eyes open, but you find that you can't. And as that happens, you remember as you close your eyes that this is the last image that you saw. But it's very interesting, because every time you close your eyes, when you open them again, your hand and your arm are lighter and higher each and every time, and it's an interesting feeling, for the elbow continues rising up and up all the way, faster and faster, with every single word I say and every moment that passes. And it's a wonderful feeling. This is a practical demonstration of the hypnotic phenomena and how it works, and how her subconscious mind is following my suggestions into the hypnotic state. What is happening right now is that the hand is going up, the arm is getting lighter and lighter, but there's absolutely no effort on her side. This is just happening, and as that happens and the arm is getting lighter and growing lighter and going higher and higher, what happens here is that it doesn't matter if I'm talking to the camera or talking to her. It doesn't matter, Katharina, if I'm talking to you or to the camera. This continues happening, and the higher the arm goes, the more relaxed the rest of the body becomes, and the deeper you go into sleep. And it's a wonderful feeling. And every time I say sleep from this moment on, the eyes will close right away and you will go back instantly into this wonderful natural state of hypnotic relaxation. Let's wake up the dog there because he's snoring again. And higher the arm and the hand goes. And the higher they go, the better you feel, the deeper you go into hypnotic state. And it's wonderful. It's an amazing, beautiful feeling, isn't that right? It feels very relaxing, very comfortable, very safe. And I believe that your arm is feeling fine. It's feeling completely okay. Is it hurting you in any way? It's not, is it? No? Okay. Do you know how high your arm and your hand are right now? Can you feel it, or you need to open your eyes to see it? Okay, I want you to open your eyes for a moment and look at your hand and your arm. And I am sure, because in a way, you see, some people say that hypnotists can read minds, and it's not important if we can or if we cannot, but I'm sure that at the beginning you were thinking, this is not going to happen, right? It's impossible, or this is not going to work, or anything like that. But look how interesting, how good I am in my work, right? That look where the arm is. You feel no discomfort whatsoever, is that right? It feels completely normal and right. And you see, she's been right now for about a minute and a half, I don't know, with the arm going up. If you try for a minute and a half to keep your arm going up, you may feel a little bit of discomfort there. But when you're in the state of hypnosis, you can do amazing things, and these kind of things don't hurt because you're connecting with a different part of your mind. It's a different world. It's very interesting. This is how hypnotherapy works when done properly, right? By really good hypnotherapists. And this is a practical, visible demonstration of the hypnotic state. We can do many other tests, okay, just for fun, but today this is what we're doing. It's just a demonstration for practical purposes. So now, notice something interesting, that I'm going to pin your arm to the wall right now, and it's going to get glued to the wall, really tightly stuck as soon as I push it gently against the wall. But the interesting thing is that once I do that, I'm going to leave it fixed there against the wall. And when that happens, you will not be able to remove it from the wall. And the harder you try, the tighter stuck to the wall it will get. And that will happen on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to count from 1 to 5 now. And as I count from 1 to 5, the liquid glue that I'm putting around your arm and in between your arm and the wall is becoming more and more solid. So you are tightly pinned, stuck to the wall now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now, this is what I want you to try, but you will see that it's impossible to do, okay? I want you to try to remove your arm from the wall, but you notice that your arm feels as if it doesn't belong to you anymore. It doesn't want to move. There's absolutely no way that you can remove it, you can take it away from the wall, because it feels so tightly stuck. It's like it's right there, okay, tight. So now on the count of 3, I'm going to ask you to try to do it, but it's going to be very funny because you will find that it's not possible to do that. Now 1, 2, 3, try. You can't. You just can't do it, right? You see, I told you that you couldn't. It's not that I'm a bad person. I'm just doing this to show you and show the viewers what hypnosis can do. But look that I'm going to double the glue that I put there. 1, 2, 3, tightly stuck there, and you just can't move it from there. And it's very funny. You've been with your arm like this for 4 minutes now, and now you have it stuck to the wall. So now, notice, try once again, and you just can't take it away, right? Is that true? Tell yes. The camera how it feels. Can you? I can't move it. You can't move it? Let's say it louder because the microphone is here. I can't move it. You can't move it? Okay, so it's exactly what I told you that will happen, right? Okay, well, I'm going to be a little bit, because this is just, it's not what we do in hypnotherapy, but this is just for fun, okay? We're just showing the hypnotic state. So let me see. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. In a moment, I'm going to count to 3. But remember how this arm went up? Okay, because something very interesting is going to happen. As soon as I count to 3, you're going to be able to safely and nicely and gradually unlock this arm. And unstuck it, get it removed from the wall, okay? Easily and safely, and it will relax nicely back to the initial position. But there's a little issue there, because as soon as I do this, that hand will begin to go up in exactly the same way, but at twice the speed that this arm and hand went up. And you will begin to notice, as soon as I unlock this one, that hand and that arm will begin to go up and up, higher and higher. Okay? Now notice that, because it will happen right away. 1, 2, 3, and the right hand is beginning to lift and rise. And there's absolutely nothing you can do. But let's make it even more interesting, because since there's absolutely nothing you can do there, this is just happening. The hand and the arm are going now, as soon as I twist, as I snap my fingers, the hand and the arm are going to begin to twist and turn towards the face as they continue going up, higher and higher, lighter and lighter towards your face. 1, 2, 3. Now begins to twist and turn. And you can watch it, or you could have your eyes closed. It doesn't really matter. It's just happening because I'm connecting with your subconscious mind. But you will notice now that as soon as the hand touches your face, you will instantly close your eyes and go 3 times deeper into that state of total hypnotic relaxation that you were in before. And from this moment on, as soon as I say sleep, you will go twice as deeply into hypnotic sleep, and it feels wonderful. Now, as that happens, you will go deeper, deeper, deeper into sleep, feeling totally relaxed, feeling really good. That's right. And as that happens, as soon as I tap your wrist, the hand and the arm can relax, and you will double that relaxation in mind and body. 1, 2, 3, deep sleep now, all the way down, relaxing deeply and completely, feeling really good, totally relaxed. Wonderful. Now, when a client is in this state of mind, they can still hear what I say, but they also have the choice to just relax and go deeper into hypnotic sleep. The conscious mind is not engaged anymore, so I'm connecting and directing and communicating with the second channel of the mind, the subconscious mind. Now, there's where we can really affect some powerful change at the subconscious level, and we can unblock a lot of the blockages that happen there, and thus we can speed up the process of recovery for people suffering from all sorts of the more than 100 problems that hypnotherapy can help with. So now let's do some other different tests. So Katerina, I think that you're enjoying very much this state of mind. You are having a sample of what hypnosis feels like. Is that correct? Do you like this feeling?
Yes.
Yes? Good, good. Okay, so you can still hear everything that I say, but at the same time, you know that this is a different state of mind. It's not how you usually hear things, right? I mean, it's different to your everyday feelings. Okay, so now this is what we are going to do. In a moment, I'm going to count to 3, and you will open your eyes once again. But the next time that I say sleep, every time I suggest to sleep in any way, you go twice as deeply relaxed into hypnotic sleep. It will feel wonderful. It will feel as if you have one special connection with nature, and you are very quickly becoming part of everything that surrounds you, and it's a very beautiful connection. 1, 2, 3, eyes open. That's right. Sleep. Deep sleep all the way down. Deeply relax in mind, body, every muscle, fiber and cell begin to relax deeply and completely now. In a moment, I'm going to gently shake your arm, and as soon as I gently let it drop on your lap, you will go twice as deeply relaxed. 1, 2, 3, deep sleep, totally relaxed, sleep all the way down. Deep sleep, totally relaxed. That's right. Feeling wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling. And for being such a great assistant today on this demonstration, I'm going to give you some general suggestions for well-being, and they will help you to feel better, because from this moment on you will know that something really powerful has changed at the deepest level of your mind. And as this happens, you will know, you will feel that each and every day you're feeling more healthy, more vibrantly alive, more peaceful, more happy. And as that happens, you will feel and know that you deserve those feelings. And each and every day that passes, you will begin to feel from this moment on that you have the right to feel good. It's not a right that is given to you by anybody else, but you have a right to feel good because you are a good person, a good human being. And as that happens, you will begin to clean up your life of anything and everything that is not good and positive for you, and you will be ruthless about these changes, and you will tend to go very strongly and in a very ambitious way towards a happy, healthy, and totally natural life. As you do this from this moment on, you will begin to find it easier and easier to sleep deeply and soundly at night. Nothing will bother you or disturb you. And as soon as your head is on the pillow, it will be easier and easier each and every day for you to fall asleep deeply and enjoy yourself sleeping deeply and allowing your body and your mind to regenerate beautifully and to rejuvenate your body in the most natural and wonderful of ways. Shake your head yes if that's okay with you. Eyes open. That's right, and the body feels so extremely deeply relaxed. And every time I say that word, we should hire this snoring dog as a hypnotist as well. He called sleep people into hypnotic sleep. So now notice, because I'm going to show you a different way to go into this state, which is called shock. Because notice that as soon as I say sleep, deep sleep all the way down, deeply and completely relax. And this is a different way to go into hypnotic sleep. It's a different kind of induction. It's a way of what we call a pattern interrupt to happen, which is when your mind is going in one direction and then suddenly something happens, your subconscious mind pays attention, and in that moment we can suggest hypnotic sleep and it will happen right away. This is just a demonstration of a different technique, which is a shock technique that we not normally use in hypnotherapy treatments. We're just doing it for the demonstration purposes today. But notice that you can go twice as deeply now into sleep, and every time I snap my fingers, you allow yourself to feel good, to let this feeling permeate through every single part of your body and your mind. And it's such a good feeling that every time you go back to it, you enjoy it more and more, and you want to experience it again. Eyes open. That's right. Then sleep. Deep sleep all the way down. And notice that as soon as I say sleep, that's right, you can relax completely. I will support your body and your head, but you can't control it anyway, because as soon as I say sleep, your body is melting like water, feeling wonderful. And every time I say sleep, you're going deeper and deeper, and it feels like you're having the most wonderful massage. 1, 2, 3, eyes open. That's right, and every time it feels more and more difficult to come back, right? It feels wonderful, that's right. And sleep all the way down, relaxing deeply and completely. That's right, you're totally safe. You can relax completely. Every muscle, fiber and cell in your body relaxing, letting go, slowing down. And from this moment on, you have my permission, your permission to feel wonderful. You will now allow yourself to begin each and any and all processes at the deepest of levels in your mind that will allow you to feel better in each and every area of your life. You will begin to wake up in the morning feeling full of energy, happy, satisfied with a good night's sleep, and you will find that you are more motivated, positive, and happy about the day that you have ahead of you. As this happens, you will begin to notice some changes in the way you view life. You will begin to notice that you are more positive, more optimistic, more aware of this wonderful feeling of positive energy that happens all around you. Now, as this happens, you will feel more and more gratitude. You will feel more and more happy that you're alive, and you will be able to feel motivated and strong to do the best you can do in every area of your life, in relationships, in family, in work, and everything else. And this is my thanks to you for being such a good assistant today in this demonstration. 1, 2, 3, eyes open. That's right. And from this moment on, in the future, every time I say sleep right away, that will happen, and you will go back to the natural state of hypnotic relaxation. So for practical purposes, I think that this has been enough. This is what we can show you today. And I want you to speak very loud because the microphone is here. So tell the camera, tell me how that is feeling. You're still in the state of hypnosis, but you can perfectly express yourself, explain yourself. Stop snoring, man. So he's going deeper into sleep much better than she is. It's amazing. This man has a natural talent. We will show him to you in a moment. But so tell me, how does it feel for you? Speak loud.
It feels very relaxing.
Yes? Do you remember at one point, what do you think when I told you that the arm and the hand will start floating when they were here and they were not moving? What do you feel?
I didn't think it would.
Yeah? Okay, I've seen that so many times. I've seen almost 1,000 clients in my professional life as a hypnotherapist right now, up to now, and I heard this so many times, so I knew exactly what you were thinking at that time. Because some clients also, it's very interesting. Some try to sabotage the process, so they try to purposely keep it down there, right? Maybe that was your case. I don't know, but some people are like, no, I'm not going to do what he says. He's not going to take control in any way of me. Blah blah blah. They're only slowing down the process, because if the hypnotist is good, he's going to make it happen anyway, so we're just wasting time. Okay, so what else? How else did it feel? What else do you remember?
I remember hearing Charlie throughout. It was a very
Charlie's the dog. Yeah.
weird sensation, not being able to control anything.
Yes? Do you remember the arm going up all the way, getting higher and higher? What do you feel in that moment?
Peace.
Yes? And was it different to peace that you have experienced in other ways in your life? Meditation, yoga, I don't know. Was it different or the same? How does it feel for you?
It was more focused.
More focused. Okay. Were you able to hear all what I was saying all the time? Yeah? But at the same time you were able to relax deeply, right? Is it easy for you usually to relax in your everyday life?
No.
No, right? Okay. Do you think before starting hypnosis that it will work for you, or that the things that I will tell you will happen? Do you know, or were you a bit uncertain, or?
I was a bit uncertain.
Okay. Were you a little bit skeptical in any way?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, this is also very common. So my questions feel like prepared questions, because I know I've seen this before. So you see, it's very interesting, and it goes to show also that even people that believe or think that they cannot be hypnotized, they definitely can. It doesn't matter if you have a very analytical or busy mind. A good hypnotherapist will be able to lead you through the right techniques in the right direction, so that you can go into the natural state of hypnosis. If you resist or you try to consciously block it, the process goes slower, that's it. But it's not a failure of me or my techniques, it's just that the client is trying to sabotage themselves. Some clients do that, that's okay. If you're new to hypnosis, it's normal to be a little bit nervous, probably you were at the beginning, right? And that's completely normal. But today you've seen a demonstration of hypnosis and how it works. So I only have to thank you, and we're going to, if it's okay with you, to show the dog to the camera, so that people know who's this third person that has been sleeping and snoring all the time. So just call him and we'll show him to the camera.
Charlie, come on. Come on.
Make sure that they can see him, because people will be very curious about what was this thing. Okay, so this is our third assistant today that didn't assist very much. I think that he was trying to assist in giving an example of good sleep, because he has an amazing capacity to sleep very deeply, this guy here. But you made my life very difficult today with your snoring noises. We will see if people can hear them on the video or not. But that was interesting. So I thank you for your help. And that was it. A demonstration of hypnosis with Javier Marti. And I'll see you soon. Bye.